Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Our webinar will begin in just a moment, but we wanted to share this video of the 2022 Gaston County Cultural Festival, featuring EPI teachers from around the world. So here are their stories.
So all the exchange teachers in Gaston County came together and we decided to have a Cultural Expo 2022, wherein we will showcase our performances, cultural dance, cultural song, food, and of course mingling and getting to know each other from 10 different countries. Everyone was so cooperative, everyone was really helpful.
I took part in a dance that was from African countries. So I put on a national dress. It's called chitenje in my vernacular. And we danced a little bit of Zimbabwean music. So it was great.
They were able to taste of the food, see our cultural dances or songs. So it was a cultural thing where we would be able to feature these countries here. Even though you may not be able to go to the country, you can still taste it. Yeah.
Well, so today the Philippines actually shared all of our cultural dances.
It's been awesome working with different peoples, different cultures. It's been awesome.
There's a lot of support. We get a lot of support. The Gaston County is a big support here. If we need stuff, they are there to help us out. Because bringing us here into their school system it has been amazing because we're able to showcase our country within our classroom as well.
And it was nice looking at gaining new friends and of course looking at each country in a different way.
It is a very supportive community. When I first came, I thought everyone was just smiling, like they know me. So it is a very supportive community. I couldn't say that I haven't had challenges, but when I had the challenges, I know that I have someone that I can talk to, and they are very welcoming, very supportive, and very collaborative.
Cultural exchange is a way to showcase your own culture, at the same time get more knowledge from your students.
So it's just a different way that they are exposed to these cultures where they can learn about it. And probably when they grow up, they may want to visit. So they also asked me, why did you leave your beautiful country to come here? So I said, well, to teach you guys.
I was really touched. One of the students gave me a letter and said that your class is the reason why I go to school. And for me, it means that I'm making a difference, one student at a time.
Hello, and welcome to our webinar, How the EPI Process Works. We are Educational Partners International, but we often call ourselves EPI for short, so I will be calling us that throughout this presentation. My name is Anna, and I am the Content Specialist in the Marketing and Communications Department for Educational Partners International. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and before working with EPI, I was a middle and high school science teacher. I'm so happy to be working with a company that supports my passion for authentic cultural exchange through education. Today, I will be walking you through what you can expect in our program, starting from when you begin your application to when you come to the United States. We also want you to take this opportunity to ask any questions that you have about our process. You can ask them in the comment box, and we will answer them throughout the presentation. Keep in mind that we won't be able to answer questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those should be emailed to team@teachwithepi.com, where one of our trained admissions specialists will assist you. Today, we will be explaining EPI's program and give you an overview of everything you need to know, from the application process to becoming a cultural ambassador. By the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding of each step of the process. If you are joining us for the first time, EPI is a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers to teach in K through 12 schools in the United States. Our mission is to bring the best teachers from around the world to the U.S. to share their cultural experiences. As you can read here, our goal is to strengthen K through 12 education by discovering and empowering the world's best international teachers to facilitate authentic cultural exchange. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in the mountains of North Carolina, which you can see in this photo. We would love to know where you are from, so please tell us in the comments. And wherever you are joining us from, we are so glad that you're here. The EPI process is made up of these 6 steps. First, you fill out an application to determine program eligibility. After your application is moved to the approved stage, you are eligible for school interviews. Once you complete a successful school interview, you will be placed in a U.S. school. You then prepare for arrival and orientation in the United States, and you become an EPI program member. You will spend 3 years in the USA as an EPI teacher, after which you return home as a cultural ambassador. The first step in the EPI process is the application. EPI's application is very thorough, and it does a few important things for you. First, filling out the application creates a professional profile for schools to look at when they are considering teachers for interviews. We also use the information you provide to decide whether or not you meet our eligibility requirements. Some of the requirements for being an EPI teacher are: you have advanced English skills, you are currently teaching full-time, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have 2 years of full-time teaching experience. EPI's application helps you collect the documents that you will need to apply for a visa, travel to the United States, and obtain a teaching license. You will also have 2 online interviews with EPI team members. The team will ask you questions about your teaching experience, classroom management, and lesson planning, as well as other topics that prove your eligibility and qualifications. After the interviews, you will be asked to provide proof of employment and credentials. Once you have uploaded all of your documents and passed both EPI interviews, you are moved to the approved stage. Being in the approved stage means that your application with EPI is complete, you have passed a background check, you meet our requirements, and that you are now eligible for school interviews. When you become an approved candidate, your application serves as a professional profile that is available to U.S. schools. They will look through the applications of all of our teachers in the approved stage to choose which ones to interview over a video call. If the interview goes well and the school is interested in working with you, you will be placed. Placement means that you have accepted an offer from a school and will be coming to the USA to teach. Teachers who are placed through EPI teach in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and Florida. As soon as you arrive in the U.S., you will participate in EPI's orientation. During this time, you will learn more about life and education in the U.S., as well as the rules and regulations of the Exchange Visitor Program. Our orientation lasts several days, giving you lots of time to ask questions and prepare for the upcoming school year. After you complete orientation, you become an official EPI program member. As an EPI program member, you will teach in the U.S. for 3 years. During that time, you will have access to 24/7 support from our trained and professional teacher support team. The relationship between you and the support team is an important one and will continue throughout your time as an EPI teacher. Members of the support team will be able to assist you with any challenge, from culture shock to meeting the needs of struggling learners. At EPI, we understand that American students need the international perspective that teachers like you bring, and we are dedicated to doing all we can to help you deliver it. As an EPI teacher, you will also have the opportunity to share your culture with your students here in the United States through cultural exchange projects. Today, we have a couple of examples of projects our teachers have done in the past. Spanish immersion teacher Andrea from Colombia paid tribute to the late artist Fernando Botero with an immersive cross-cultural activity that celebrated Colombian art. Edward from Taiwan had his American students write to pen pals in China. He called it the International Academic Friendship Program, and here you can see one of the drawings they sent to each other. After teaching in the United States for 3 years with EPI, you will return to your home country, where your work as a cultural ambassador begins. After you return, you will be able to share what you have learned about the U.S. with people in your home country, just like you shared your culture while you were here. This is one of the most important steps in the whole process because this is what cultural exchange is all about. Building mutual understanding between cultures by sharing your personal experiences. Okay, now we will be taking the time to address questions. If you have not submitted yours yet, please ask them now. We will be answering all of your questions in the comment section today. Here are some of the most common questions we get at EPI. Many applicants want to know how long the EPI program is. We are a 3-year program. People also ask, is there an application fee? The answer is no. There is no application or placement fee. There are other costs associated with your application, such as obtaining your diploma or transcripts, but EPI will never charge you an application or a placement fee. Another question we often get is there an age limit? There is no age limit. As long as you meet our basic requirements, you can join the EPI program regardless of your age. Some of those requirements are that you are currently teaching with at least 2 years of full-time teaching experience, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have advanced English skills. An important question to ask is, when are EPI applications due? EPI accepts applications all year round. However, we encourage you to complete your application by the end of December for the best chance at placement. The earlier you turn in your application, the faster we can help you through the process. So, now that you know more about our program, it is time to talk about next steps. First, if you have not applied yet, go to our website and select the Apply button. After you answer the eligibility question and click Submit, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. If you have already started the application process, be sure that you are checking your email regularly for updates on your status. If you have started your application but have questions, email us at team@teachwithepi.com. To end today's presentation, I would like to share this quote that illustrates the importance of an international education. J. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator and founder of the Fulbright program. He said, "There's a multiplier effect in international education, and it carries the possibility, the only real possibility, of changing our manner of thinking about the world, and therefore of changing the world." Here at EPI, we understand how important it is to provide students with a global perspective. And we are so excited to give both you and those students the opportunity to experience authentic cultural exchange. That's all we have for today, everybody. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to hear more about our upcoming events, as well as to hear more from our current teachers. If you have any more questions, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thanks for joining us and have a great day.